Hello everybody, it's Caitlin here. Today I am making shampoo bars and I have hot lye solution here. I just mixed it outside and I'm waiting for it to clear up a bit. And while it's this hot, I'm going to add, this is 1 ounce of water with some mulberry silk and some citric acid. I dissolved the citric acid already, but the mulberry silk isn't quite hot enough. Well, that wasn't a good idea. Enough. Okay, crisis averted. I cleaned everything up with vinegar, and now I can start adding my lye solution to my hard oils and butters here. So I ended up not pouring the rest of that into my lye solution, and I pulled the mulberry silk out of that little container and I put a pinch of it in here instead, and I will add that citric acid after the oils and butters and everything mix. So I'm just straining this just to catch any lye crystals or anything that might be undissolved. All right, that was actually quite frightening. Never had that happen to me before. That was scary. If you're interested in the temperature of my lye solution, it was 160 degrees when I poured it into here. But anyways, for future reference, don't ever add your citric acid and dispersed in water to your hot lye solution. It will explode. It sounded like a volcano. It just kept bubbling after. So I let it settle down and then I stirred it all in, and then I have the rest of it over here on the side. Luckily, none of it went on me that I could tell. Like, I'm not burning anywhere. I don't see any wet spots on my clothes or anything. I'm wearing glasses, so thankfully my eyes are protected, gloves on. So that's good. I was a little nervous that I checked my phone because it was, you know, directly under my phone, but it seems like it kind of didn't go that high up, which is a good thing because it would have covered me. All right, I'm going to let this melt down the rest of the way, and then I will add my soft oils and my essential oils and all of that fun stuff. Goodness gracious. I'm going to hurry this along. My mixture here is 100 degrees now, so it cooled down quite a bit. So hopefully it'll melt down a little quicker. That is just frightening. I've never had something spray up at me like that, ever. Oh my goodness. Well, now I know, and now you know. Don't ever add a water citric acid solution straight to lye solution that's already been mixed. Don't know if it was a temperature thing, because that was like pretty warm, the water that the citric acid was in, to melt it down. I have no idea. Okay, so just to show you, this is about 100 degrees and this is 68 degrees. So there is a degree difference, but that's not really going to matter. Once I add this to it and stir it a little bit, it will cool down a bit. And I'm going to hand stir this. In this first bowl here, the first layer, I'm putting a teaspoon of bentonite clay. which is excellent for the hair. And I'm going to also add a 1/2 ounce of my essential oils. So let me get my scale out. Oh my goodness. It's the stress, man, the stress. You could use 1 teaspoon per pound of oil for the bentonite clay. Oh, and my bad, I forgot to add that citric acid. All right, so I'm just going to add a little bit to this and a little bit there. Goodness gracious. See, once something like that happens, it gets you all in a tizzy. All right, this is thickening up really quick. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it. Oops. Clay absorbs the oil, so it thickens up a lot quicker. I'm trying to get this done before my son gets home from school, and while the dogs and my other son are napping, and the other one's watching cartoons. So, oh, it's always a rush to get soap done. I'm going to actually be turning one of the bedrooms upstairs into a soaping studio, so I can kind of hide up there and make soap. All right, so there's the first layer. Now, here's the second layer. I'm going to hand stir this. And I have that citric acid in there already, mixed with that water. And here is my essential oil blend. And these essential oils do speed up trace. They don't mess around. So I'm going to quickly just blend this. No, I'm not, because that's already thickening up too much. I will just stir it as much as I can with this spatula. Then I will pour it because it's getting too thick. Okay. Okay. So that's already kind of ready to pour onto. So firm. Oh, this is creamy looking. If you could hear me breathing, I'm sorry. I am alive. And now I'm sweaty and stressed. Because this soap got me sweaty and stressed. Okay. All right, let's clean this bad boy up. So my citric acid, you know what, I'll give you guys a rundown of like the ingredients. Here it is. Sorry, the camera's moving. There it is. This is my shampoo bar. And I will bring you back for the cut and explain to you everything that I put in it because I was so distracted during this whole thing. All right, hold on one sec. And here is the recipe. Okay, so I have here a 33% lye concentration, a 5% super fat, and 38 ounces of oil. And I pre-mixed my citric acid into 1 ounce of water. So then I just mixed my lye solution with 10 ounces of water. And then just add the pinch of the mulberry silk into your lye solution, not the citric acid water solution, unless you just want to like mix it in how you normally would. Just do that. So then I have 35% coconut oil, 25% olive oil, 10% mango butter, 5% castor oil, 5% flaxseed oil or linseed, grape seed oil at 5%, and palm oil at 15%. Normally that would be up in order, but I added that last second and didn't change it or move it. So then I kept the super fat at 5 because of the higher coconut oil content for the soap bar to be more cleansing for the hair. So that's why I left the super fat at 5 and didn't higher it. Plus, when I added 2% of the oil weight in citric acid, it gave me 0.75 ounces of citric acid, which also will super fat the soap more. And I don't want the super fat too high for a shampoo bar. And then I put 1 teaspoon of the bentonite clay in half of the batch, which you saw. And then my essential oil blend is 1/2 ounce of lavandin, 0.2 ounces of sweet orange, 0.2 ounces of cedarwood, 0.05 ounces of eucalyptus, and 0.05 of geranium. Don't mind my chicken scratch. I just wrote it down quickly. And then I put a pinch of mulberry silk. So anyway, go ahead and take a screenshot if you want to see this recipe or save it, whatever. And here is like the breakdown of like the different acids that are in it, which I looked up all that and it looks pretty good for shampoo. And then the hardness is really good, which you want it to last a long time, especially if you're rubbing it in your hair. And then 12 to 22 for cleansing. And this is at a 24, but like I said, it got a little bit extra super fat from the citric acid. Conditioning, 50. Bubbly, 28. 26 for creamy. 57 for iodine. And that's the total score there, 161. And it's within the range. So this is all theory and chemistry and a mixture of everything. So really you don't know how something's going to work until you try it. And in this case, I should never do what I did at the beginning of the video ever again. So, lesson learned. Alrighty. I will bring you guys back for the cut, which will probably be tomorrow morning. Alright. See you then. Okay, we are back for the cut. It is later on that night. I have a partial gel here. And it's funny how it gelled more on this bentonite clay layer than it did on the top layer. Very interesting. It's a little bit soft still. But I wanted to just get this cut because I'm impatient. And everybody's sleeping and it's rare for me to have the house quiet. So there is the end cut. And a partial gel is no big deal. If you wanted to, you could put it on the lowest temperature in the oven and you just kind of watch it for like however long it takes for your soap to start gelling, or you know, just for that ash kind of look to go away around the edges. And then you just make sure that they don't start melting in the oven. There it is. Very simple, very pretty. Not too cute on that side because of the partial gel, but very nice. And they're all going to pretty much look like this. But what I will do is in the morning, I will plane and bevel them and see if there's any like discoloration or anything. There shouldn't be. But just to, you know, see the situation, I like to cut them and clean them up the next day if possible. And this way I'm more patient to wait to clean them up if I do this at night and then go to bed, because then I know that the soap can sit there in the fresh air for a while before I start messing with it. There's like a slight ring around that top, right around here. You could kind of see it. So I'm curious to see what happens there. Smells really fresh. I wanted this bar to be all natural, essential oils and all that fun stuff, so that's what I did. And they're all pretty much going to look like this. So I'm going to finish cutting these, and then I'll show you the final result in like a second.